We remember yesterday's symposium. Today is a follow-up on that, where we would come and be trained by our seasoned professionals, Mr. Destiny Otto and Mr. Tochukwu Onuaha. So this training comprises of a 3-day technical masterclass, and the topic is basically business process automation. Right now in the world, we are upskilling and reskilling, unlearning and relearning. So it is a good time to come in and relearn and learn and upskill ourselves on these business process automations. We are going to use a cutting edge tool called RPA. So it is powered by Tech Pet Global, and they have graciously sent their very own developer to train us today. We are here to have a look into the future and work as we have big data, look at the things that we can do uh, automatedly and see how we can improve ourselves to be better positioned for the future and for the next quarter. So welcome everybody today. We know you've left your busy schedule to join us here. We will ensure that this is very useful to you and you will get all the benefits that you require. Thank you once again and welcome to the training. Over to you, Dorcas.
Thank you, Madam. Doctor.
Thank you so much for that wonderful opening remark. We really do appreciate. Hello, everybody. Can I be heard, please?
Loud and clear, Dorcas.
We can hear you very well. We can hear you very well.
All right. Thank you. So thank you so much, Madam Imabong, for that wonderful opening remark. Thank you for declaring this event open and giving us the go-ahead to continue learning and getting trained. And again, thank you, Tech Global, for partnering with Career Guidance and Continuing Education in bringing this to a reality. So I'll just move on straight to the introduction of our moderator, so facilitator for today. He is going to be carrying us through the training program and all that. So our moderator and facilitator for today is none other than Tochukwu Onoha. Tochukwu Onoha is a professional young engineer keen on providing design and construction solutions in the oil and gas and energy industry. He is a go-to engineer in pipeline and facilities design and construction. So all you young lads and young professionals and students here who needs to know about pipeline engineering and construction, there you have it, someone to go to. And also, Tochukwu is a qualified expert and a certified welding expert with American Welding Society. Wow. A process automation, control, and optimization solutions expert. He is expert in everything, I must say. Korean and NSC registered and financially up-to-date member of both Korean and NSC. He's power-packed. He is currently working with SPDC, that's Shell, as a senior project engineer, pipeline and facilities for ANOH, that's ANOH project, and previously an expert for Lavi Energy Limited and Ambura Energy Services Limited on business development solutions. Mr. Tochukwu, you've tried everything, I must say. It's just remaining for you to become the president of Nigeria. Tendering and project coordinating and management. He is also a Microsoft certified systems engineer with MCSE and a business savvy professional and an unquenchable taste for excellence. So at this time, let's welcome Mr. Tochukwu Onoha to the virtual podium as he moderates and facilitates through this training. You're welcome, sir. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me clearly?
Good evening, Tochukwu. Good evening.
Can I be heard?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you clearly.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Tochukwu Onoha. And Dorcas, thank you for the introduction. We're going to be taking everyone on a smooth ride. So just relax and enjoy the presentation. Dorcas has introduced me, and we also have our facilitator here as well, and our trainer in the person of Destiny Oto. Dorcas, can I introduce him or you will do the introduction?
No, you go
Yes,
ahead,
Tochukwu,
sir.
you take the
Okay.
floor. You take the floor now. Yes, you take the floor.
Destiny Oto, our facilitator and our trainer, is a vibrant and multi-talented young engineer, passionate about providing innovative solutions with cutting-edge technology like artificial intelligence, machine learning in the oil and energy industry, as well as allied facilities industry as well. He's an expert in data analysis and is an expert data analyst and machine learning engineer. He currently works with Heritage Energy as a petroleum energy data analyst. He previously worked with ExxonMobil and Cyber Crescent Limited. He's the founder and technical lead of TechPet Engineering Global, a digital skills company based in Port Harcourt with over 30 staffs. TechPet Engineering Global is committed to providing cutting-edge digital technology solutions and services to companies, both in the oil and gas industry, the allied sectors, locally and internationally, helping business solutions in Nigeria, the West African sub-region, step up in the forefront of industrial revolution. He's a certified instructor and software developer. He's an astute engineer, I must confess. Destiny is also a renowned conference speaker, a public speaker. He has spoken in many student and professional conferences and delivered several international workshops and hands-on classes on digital technology in the oil and gas industry, the energy sectors, and the allied industry as well. He is the current young professional technical chairman of the Society of Petroleum Engineers, SPE Section 103. In fact, Destiny is a brand ambassador of Cutting to Engineering. He's an astute member, he's a public speaker. In fact, I must confess, he's a good lad. I think we need to give him a round of applause. The next slide, please. Hello?
Yeah, you need to come up now to speak for the training session. Talking about the trainer, you have introduced him.
Yes, please. Destiny, can you hear us?
Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Mr. Can you hear me, please?
Loud and clear.
Hello?
We can hear you loud and clear. Just unmute. Maybe you're muting yourself.
Okay. I'm good.
Confirm that you're not muted because I'm going on mute now.
I'm not muted. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Onoha, for that wonderful introduction. So I'm really happy to be with us today. And I really hope that we'll be able to really both deliver and receive value from the session today. Yeah, I'm grateful for the invites from the Career Guidance Committee and from SP generally. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. It seems I can't share my screen. Okay. Please, if for any reason you can't hear me, please someone should just notify me. Yeah. If at any point you can't hear me again, someone should just notify me.
Simeon, give him access to share his screen, please.
Has the
Simeon.
access. Yes, I can hear you. He has the access to share.
Okay. Okay. So I guess my screen is visible now.
Yes, we can see it very well.
All right. Thank you very much. So, so we are looking at business process automation. Actually, I prefer to call it workflow automation with RPA. RPA is it's a technology that started gaining traction and relevance in recent years. So when we talk about the top 10 technologies really changing things, really affecting businesses, affecting the way we do things. I mean, those technologies that just all of a sudden just came up all of a sudden. RPA is among them. RPA is short for robotic process automation, and it's very easy to confuse it with robotics, like the robotics you know, but that's not exactly what it is, even though it's still related to robotics. Actually, it's software robotics. Yeah, so in this case, you'll have to be building robots, software bots that will help you to do tasks in the office. RPA is not just, I mean, RPA is even underrated because the capacity is quite much, because it's related to AI, that's artificial intelligence. That means it's integrated with artificial intelligence. So RPA is a set of software tools that actually do a particular thing, or that you can actually use to do automation by creating software bots on your computer. So you create the bots and they help you do your tasks while you go and sleep. Or no, not sleep. Let me not say sleep. Let me say you go and focus on things that will provide, more value. Focus on problem solving, objective problem solving. You focus on productivity. Yeah. So I'm going to show us as we go on why it's important. You might want to ask, why do we have to automate tasks? So let's go on. So okay, today we'll start with talking about RPA. We'll talk about current state of workforce productivity. Then we'll talk about employee engagements, still related to this workforce productivity, prospect trends, process candidate selection, and tools for RPA. At that point, I'll take any questions or answers. And also, I'm going to also go over to our RPA. We'll start with a demo today. Then tomorrow, we'll continue with a full hands-on class on building the bots. But today is just mostly talking about RPA, and then also introducing us to the interface of the tools we are going to be using. So what is RPA? So RPA is a technology that allows robots, software bots, to do or replicate those processes we do. What do I mean by processes? To break it down, you have a number of invoices to process. You have to go through all of them. You pick up the number, you write it somewhere, maybe you put it in an Excel sheet, and then you pick up some other details from the invoice. And then after that, you do the next one, you enter the next one, you enter the next one. And then that is kind of repetitive. That is kind of unnecessary. I mean, it's not really needed. You don't really need to do that. There are a lot of problems to solve already. You understand? You can't really spend your time doing that. Yeah, there are a lot of things you can actually spend your time doing. Let's say you have 100 invoices. Will you actually start picking up, you open the PDF, you pick up, the invoice number 0.016 or C105A, and then you have to take that, copy it, and put it in Excel. and then go back to the next PDF and do the same thing, put it in Excel. And at the same time, you're also copying the date in another column in the Excel sheet or another column in the table in the Excel sheet. And then you are doing the same. And then your boss is telling you, by 4 p.m. close of business, you must send that Excel sheet. And then you are still in number 46. And it's 3:30 already. Okay, so there are 100 invoices. So you can't really be doing all that. I mean, that is not what exactly you should be doing. I mean, I'm going to show us why it's important that you should be focused on what is, because it's at a point it will make you yourself to start feeling like you are being underutilized. Your talent is not being utilized. You're just doing one thing continuously. Sometimes the task could be some things related to opening a number of emails and picking up value. Maybe they sent you, I've seen cases like that, about 25 to 30 emails, and you are expected to pick up some values, maybe their transactions or different, whatever they are, some data from those emails and put it somewhere. All those things should not be what you should primarily focus on. Arupay is a powerful tool, and you will see exactly what it could do. It can do a lot of things. For example, it could actually read off information. Many of us have heard of OCRO. Yeah, that is used to read off data from something that has an image format. Yeah, and then you want to kind of digitize it. Yeah, for example, if you have, I know some PDFs, they are old PDFs, and the way they were taken in picture formats, yeah, and all that, they are not like something you can just go and copy a text from. Yeah, Arupay is one of those areas Arupay can really, really help you. In fact, if you are searching for something specific in that PDF, Arupay can help you sweep through all that in a matter of seconds to minutes and get you exactly what you want, or the information you want, even arrange it in Excel. And even if you want the bot to also send emails to your boss or send emails to a particular mailing address from time to time, for each of those information it finds. That's what we are going to be doing. Although we are not going to go that far because it's a very short time, but we are going to do some remarkable things that will give you deep insight into, or very clear insight into, what Arupay can do, right? So what are companies using Arupay for? They are using it to satisfy their customers. Yeah, they're using it for customer satisfaction. They're using it to monitor compliance. They're using it for analytics. They're using it for quite a lot of things, and I hope we're going to see them as we go on. Current state of workforce productivity. So HBR, that's Harvard Business Review, states that knowledge workers spend about 41% of their time on repetitive, low-value tasks. So tasks that really, really has more value impact. You agree with me, most of us that work in corporate organizations, that you did a task that was time-consuming and all that. You spent all your energy, particularly if you are new. Those persons that might be interns or new recruits, they want to please somebody, and they thought the way to please the management, they want to show their capacity. And most times, more often than not, they usually think that the way to please management is actually to just do a lot of things here and there. And come on, and they'll be like expecting some kind of rewards or some kind of recognition. But actually, management is more important than strategic problem solving. So they're usually often shocked when they see that the person who received the recognition is someone who is not even appearing to be working so much, but he's actually solving more strategic problem. So the thing is, you don't need to spend so much time on repetitive low-value tasks, typing things, copying and pasting, things like that, doing a lot of things and all that. Yeah, you really need to spend time on more impactful tasks. Yeah, and that's why Arupay is very important. So you can see the data from Harvard Business Review. So administrative duties are the biggest obstacle of workforce productivity. Companies in the US spend an average of $687 billion on unrelated administrative work. So you see why Arupay has that value. So it's a very recent technology, yeah, and it's gaining as popularity. I know it's actually the first time many persons will be hearing. I'm pretty convinced that many persons will be hearing it for the first time. Yeah, because I've tried mentioning it to a lot of people, and I found out that a lot of people are just hearing about it. Yeah, it's part of the revolution. It's part of what is coming. Yeah, so actually, it's not new. You later discover that a lot of organizations in Nigeria are already using RPA seriously. Yeah, so according to, we know Deloitte, according to this survey in 2020, 42% of respondents who are seeking new employment feel that their talents are not being utilized at their current jobs. So they feel that, you see, a lot of people, very close to 50% of people who responded to this survey, we are feeling like, wow, I think I can do, there are a lot of things I can do, but my God, this thing just keeps tying me down. I want to help this company. I want to work on some strange ideas and all that. But so much things. They're just bogged down by so much things. And if you check, those things are not things they are supposed to be. Those things are things that should be automated, right? They should be automated. So 42% of employees hate those routine tasks, right? So they need to be doing something more creative, something that makes them feel like they are really adding value. They are really using their brains, right? 72% of surveyed employees who plan to remain at their companies feel that their skills are fully utilized. That means that whenever people feel that they are underutilized, just get ready. They are most likely to leave your company, right? If you're a company manager or business manager, right? So you might try to persuade them to stay, but even money can't keep people sometimes when they don't feel as if they are really being, accomplishing things, right? Or feeling accomplished. What are the trends? So recently, RPA is gaining traction, like I said, in recent times. Oh, okay, this is not exactly the chart I wanted to show here. Okay, but I'm going to come back to this chart later, but this is not exactly the chart I wanted to show. I wanted to show a chart here on, I guess it's the wrong one, on how RPA is gaining traction, but this, we'll come back to this from Google Trends, but you can search Google Trends on RPA and see how a very steep curve in our time from 2016, sorry, from 2016, 2018, 2020, very steep, stay behind. Yeah, so also on the prospect of RPA, you have not heard of it, and you may feel like, wow, it's not looking like it's a lot. Yeah, but it's not looking like something that is so popular, but don't worry, it's coming. Yeah, 60% of organizations with a revenue of more than $1 billion will have deployed RPA tools by the end of the year. That's by the end of 2022. Get ready for that. Yeah, 60% of organizations, that is the big organizations, the super organizations, will have deployed RPA tools by then. I mean, all over the world. Yeah, by the end of 2020, 25% of large and very large organizations will have deployed some form of RPA. So take note of all these statistics. So which companies are adopting or using RPA? So there are a lot of companies actually, but I think the earliest adopters are shown here in this slide. Yeah, number one is banks. Yeah, banks are the earliest adopters of RPA because they have to do with interacting with a lot of people. Yeah, a lot of transactions and all that. And banks have also proven to always be ahead in technology adoption. Yeah, over the years, banks have always been ahead in technology adoption. So they quickly adopt AI, they quickly adopt RPA technologies. Tell almost the major Nigeria using our at least at their headquarters. Actually, don't know so much about their branches because those ones are you can't very scarce just like that. So have rather just be doing their stock forms and this and Hello. Sorry, can someone hear me?
Yes, please, Destiny, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I think I was kicked out of the meeting due to network.
I think it was a network glitch.
Okay, sorry about that. All right. So so banks are the earliest and major adopters of RPA. Because they deal with large volume transactions. And that's where RPA has great strength and great advantage and great return on investment. We'll analyze this before the end of this slide. The cases where banks would have great advantage in RPA will have advantage or better chances of a higher return on investment. That's ROI. Yeah, so insurance companies too, they deal with large volume transactions, and not just transactions, they deal with a lot of documentation. So insurance company needs this as well. Utilities, telecoms, and other organizations, and even the oil and gas too are adopting RPA for a lot of. So it's just about you being creative. Look at what you do in your daily tasks in your workplace. There are a lot of things that can be automated. There are ones that you cannot automate, but there are ones that you should automate. Now, even the ones that are not that cannot really be automated, there's a way of splitting it down that automation can do a part of it. So it's going to be a collaboration between you and the bots. Yeah. So at the end of the day, for example, you could do it in such a way that whenever there is an error somewhere, the bot will flag it and send you an email that you can see in your phone, and then you skip that particular event and go to the next event. So I'm hoping we'll be able to do something that will really hit, so that it's not just going to be a lot of talk. Yeah, we are going to do it, but not today anyway, from tomorrow. So make sure you're available for full practical hands-on from tomorrow. We are going to do at least build at least 2-3 bots that could do amazing things, hopefully. So let's go forward. Okay, I'm already here. Wow, so fast. So our process candidate selection. So let's analyze what are the kind of things we can do with RPA. We have talked about we can do a lot, how we can do a lot of things with RPA. For example, let me say you work in a downstream company, and where you have to do a lot of reconciliation with the volume of not just a downstream company, I mean like a filling station, where you have to do a lot of reconciliation with the volume reported from the filling station by the filling station and the volume your IoT device, I think, or your metering device is sending to your server. Yeah, because most a lot of filling stations, modern filling stations are actually having a lot of those headquarters. So the volumes, your cipher, your station manager, sometimes it can be, most times it's different, and you will need to sort out where exactly is the disparity. And then you actually see sorry, a second, please. And then such processes sometimes are usually so much, you actually see a lot of things. You have to check, okay, you check it carefully, and then you check this one, okay, the match, you think it's good, you go to the next. Such a laborious process. And let's say it's for every individual flows, and let's say you have like 50 to 100 filling stations across the country, and your company is in Lagos, and that's where you work probably in the sales or something like that. And then you are trying to reconcile this data, you understand? So you need something like RPA to help you, to work together with you. It's going to make your life easy. Like a lot of the things you do with hours, 5-6 hours, you can actually do them in, let's say you use an hour to program the bots, or let's say you use 4 hours to program the bots. Yeah, it's going that same bot will work for you, could work for you for weeks, for months. Yeah, so it's going to, you can imagine the amount of time it's going to save. And it's also going to it's going to be more accurate for places like financial institutions where you will need to be very careful. People should not be the ones reporting the values, the figures, because if they do so, they're likely to steal your money, right? directly to report a lower figure, RPA can be fantastic. So if I fill the form and in my invoice and in my check, I actually put in a certain value, and that's what, let's say thousands of people did that, and the checks and everything were scanned and kept somewhere. And then before someone would actually go and start manually looking at the check, I've actually resigned from the bank, collected the money I wanted and resigned from the bank. So in such cases, and maybe flew somewhere, I don't know how they do it. Let's say I ran away, you understand, with the money. Yeah, so maybe they will still have a way of catching the person, but it was not necessary in the first place if you could use a RPA. So the person would not, nobody would need to be the one manually entering, or somebody would say, I made a mistake, I entered the wrong figure. This is not what he entered. But RPA can help you understand in that, and also flag it and alert you to confirm it. So that is how you can work with RPA. So banks like that can automate bots like that could not be, the users cannot really touch it. They can't really alter it. So the bots just work alongside with them, just captures all the information and tells them to just confirm it. If they've said it's not okay, refreshes it, it tries another one, keep iterating until it gets the correct one. But they are not the ones to enter it by themselves, right? So those are some of the processes. There are a lot. I really can't mention them because I don't know what they do in all companies. But one thing I know, if you could bring it to me what you do, I could actually sit down with you and analyze. I'm just taking a scenario. I could just analyze what you do, and or anybody who is an RPA expert or RPA developer can analyze what you do and tell you where automation can come in. Yeah. So, but however, it's not in every case that RPA can actually help. So it's important you know where you can apply RPA. So there's what we call process candidate selection. So that is actually where you rank your candidates. So for a particular process you want to do, for a particular process you want to do in your company, or you want to do for yourself, or the number of processes, you want to know which one will have the highest return on investment, which ones are the best, which one will be easy, which one will be faster, or have the fastest deployment, and most importantly, the fastest ROI. You would actually need to rank the candidates or the processes, calling them candidates, and see which one is the best candidates to start with. So, and that's what companies do. So the first thing is, number one, you can see, you notice on my screen that there are lots of processes, process 1 to 7. The first thing you need to check, let's assume that we have 1 to 5. First of all, the first question you need to ask yourself, is this process a repetitive process? Score it, task that is not 100% repetitive like that is not good. It's not possible. RPA can still do something, but the best RPA candidates are the ones that are that repetitive. You can use RPA, just that when you are ranking, you know the ones to put first and the ones to put next. So if you have achieved a good ROI on the first one, you can now extend to other ones which are lower on the priority list, which are ranking lower, and you can still deploy RPA for those ones as well. So rules-based, like, do they follow rules? For example, what you do, you check, is this value lower than this value? Is the value from the filling station lower than the value from this one? If it is so, send a mail or flag this with a red color. If it is not so, something like that. Or let's say it's a series of processes. Most times I'm just using the most basic. Say, most times RPA is complex. It's a series of processes. Let's say 10 to 20 processes in a chart, in a flow chart, right? Just line them up. So it goes from the first one, and then maybe it uses an if or an if statement, yes or no. If this is this, then do this. If then, we call it if then statement. Yeah, if this is this, then it should. If this is this, then it should do the next thing, or it should do this other thing. So basically, uses an if then statement, and then we'll see all that soon enough. Then structured inputs. So for handling, when it comes to things like data, data, and there was a time somebody sent me like a set of printouts from, was it from Telegram? Yeah, a post for about how many years? And my God, I've never seen such volume of things. It was something related to job opportunities. And my God, it was so scattered and so messed up. And he wanted me to do something about it. How can I actually put this data, all these different job opportunities, how can I put them in a structured format? And I said, wow, I looked at it. I said, wow, he said his company needs it now, his company needs it now. I said, okay, I can do this for you in like 3 days. Yeah. He said, I said, the way this thing is now, what I'm trying to drive somewhere. Now, that data was really, really unstructured, like completely scattered, no structure to it. I tried my best to try to establish a pattern, because one thing as a programmer, okay, that particular job was, I had to use a programming Python to do it. Yeah, but one thing as a programmer, you want to work out for pattern. Almost everything can have a pattern at some point. Yeah, in fact, everything has a pattern. It's just that you have to start down to an extent that at the end of the day, it almost becomes equal to manual work. So it's just that the pattern is not that obvious, right? So at a point, I looked at it and I was like, oh, this data, I started doing it, but really, there was no structure I could use. And this is like thousands of information. So I actually called the person back and told the person that I would have to increase the charge for this work by 5 times. Yeah, 5 times. And I also increase the timing. I also increase the time to return the work. And that's what I can do for now. Yeah, because the way I see it is really, really messed up. He said, no, just don't worry about it. I'll definitely find a way to do it. So I said, he said, not everything can be solved by program. He brought back the work and I have to do it like that. There are limitations. RPA is a technology, but it still has its limitations, right? So when data is so scattered like that and almost no pattern to it, sorry, it really cannot help so much. Yeah, but it's not a good advice. It's not a good thing for RPA. It's not a good candidate for RPA. Yeah, RPA, the best RPA candidate works with a structured table data, right? Like the one in Excel, right? You have all the columns, you have all the rows, but then it doesn't mean it looks a little bit unstructured. RPA cannot do something. RPA can, it's just like ranking on a scale, right? Then we have structured output and structured input. So you want, after the whole process, you want this to be outputted in an Excel sheet, and this is how you want it to be. Yeah, so when it's when the output is expected to be structured, the RPA tool is at its best at that point. Yeah, but if it's not structured, if it has to be scattered hell over without any pattern, without any direction, then RPA is probably not the best candidate, or not the best, might not be the best choice in that case. Yeah, so total volume, if the work is much, the better for RPA. Because if you are investing, you are talking about your return on investment. If the volume is much, if they're in hundreds, they're in thousands, they have a higher ROI on RPA. Yeah, so RPA works with a lot of volume. Yeah, but then it can still work with just 3, 4, 5 stores, right? Workflows, right? So we have volume variability. So let's say you have in your company, there are times when jobs go, when there are a lot of work to do, and there are times when there is no work to do. So if you go to hire a lot of people during that period, that peak period, yeah, that peak or crestal period where there are a lot of people, by the time it gets to the trough, where there are very, very few persons, where there's very, very few jobs, you have to end up sacking people, right? And that's not a very good thing. Yeah, so RPA can help you in that. And that's the more the volume variability, the better for return on investment for RPA, the better score for RPA, right? So if today the work is 200 and tomorrow it is 10, then RPA is good. RPA, you can give RPA a very high score for that particular kind of process. Yeah, so off-hours processing, if it's something that you can do, I mean, you want it to be done while you are asleep, I mean, in the night, just leave your computer there. You know, RPA is very, the first time I saw RPA, I was dazzled. Like, I think the fantastic thing I love about RPA then was the way it was just working automatically on the screen. I mean, everything that was the bot was doing was being shown on the screen. Nobody was, it was almost as if I was just watching a video, but it was a bot just moving around the screen, opening Excel, closing document, open this, copy, cut, do all that, open email, send it, go online, browse for data, scrape the data, come back, put it in Excel, do stuff like that. And I was like, wow. I said, no, I definitely cannot miss this. I definitely cannot. And I caught the passion to really do that, right? So if the job is error prone, like I talked about, if it's something that was filling of forms, and the worker has about 800 forms, particularly those who work in government areas where you have people fill manual forms and then they submit it to your table, and then you have to be entering those online. You have to be entering those. I mean, that is not really very, very good, right? It's error prone. So you can't give someone a name that his mother or father did not give to him. At the end of the day, it ends up becoming a problem. Then duplicated data. If it's duplicated, better for RPA. Process stability. So if it's a process that doesn't change too often, not that the management will come back and say, okay, we are not for transactions coming in from Worry, we are no longer taking them again. We are now sending them to Ugeli or to somewhere in Sokoto. So, and then after a month, he comes back and says, no, we are not doing that again. We are now taking transactions from Worry. And then, so if there's always those automatic changes, those changes up and down, RPA might not be the best candidate for that, right? So whenever there's process stability, RPA is the best. Then if there is a system stability in that particular process, so RPA is also the, for example, when I say system stability, let's say you want a system that actually scrapes data from, you want to buy, your company wants to buy a number of things online. Let's say you are working with a supermarket and they want you to, your job there is for you to, I don't know what they call that particular role, that you have to be the one to source for various vendors by comparing their prices. You pick up all the vendors' name, you pick up their whatever information, their brand and all that, and then you also pick up their prices, and then you put that in an Excel sheet, and then you have to forward that to your manager. Yeah, so something like that. If you have to be doing that like from time to time, RPA could really help there. But if the system always changes, let's say the websites, these vendors always have to be changing how their website looks, their appearance, or the pages of the website. So RPA might be having problem because if you have programmed originally when you have programmed the bot, and the bot knows that okay, where it's supposed to go is the product page on the menu bar, on the menu of the website. But sorry, by the time it comes back to do that same process again the following week or the following day or the next time you want to use it, it's actually going to go and do the wrong thing, or probably just pause and not able to, or throw up an error that's not able to continue because it can't really find that page that you originally used to program it. So because the system has changed. So if the system is always changing, like the people will always change their websites, so such that you can't get access to those prices again or those information, then RPA, then we have a quick development. If implementing the RPA solution will take quite let's say it's a process you just want to do for 3 months. It's not like your regular company process, but it's a particular project you want to do. But if you look at it, before you develop the RPA solution, it might take up to 1 month plus or 2 months. You begin to wonder what then is going to be the return on investment, because it's not going to do much by the time you are done. So basically, you just call this, if you are comparing the candidates, you just call the ones to prioritize, you just call these things, and you sit down with the expert or with the developer, RPA developer, or the RPA personnel, or yourself, if you have learned RPA, like you're going to do here, and if you have really learned RPA, you can actually begin to think automatedly, like in that manner, right? So you can actually do that and give it scores, yeah, rank them based on that, add up all the scores and rank them. Like in this case, you see that the process 3 is actually ranked the first, because if you notice from here, it's repetitive, just like process 4 is. Process 4 is more repetitive, but you can see just so it's the first candidate. All of them, you could actually do something with RPA, but in terms of the return on investment, this one will give you the best return, the highest values, the best values for RPA. What do you use to do RPA, robotic process automation? So there are software tools. There are quite a ton of them, but let's say around 10 to 12 globally that are known or recognized globally. But these 3 are the most popular, right? These 3 are the most popular tools we use for RPA. So RPA is like a software. It's a software actually. Yeah. Automation Anywhere, UiPath, and Blue Prism. Of these 3, UiPath is by far the most popular, and guess what? It's also the only one that is free among these 3. So naturally, you could tell that this is the option, right? We are going to go with, and you should start with, right? So this is the most popular, and it's also free. It's also free to a good extent. Yeah. So, of course, if you want advanced functionality, you would have to pay. So a lot of the talk about RPA. I'll stop here to take question and answers before I go to my demo.
All right, Otto, thank you very much, Destiny. We have some questions on the chat box. Although you've answered one of them actually, and one of the questions is, what is the name of RPA software? And you give, I think you gave 3 examples of the RPA software, UiPath, which is the freeware, that is the free software. Maybe you want to add some others, please. And that question is from Fidelis Anosike. No, from that question is from Rokeb Akambi.
Okay, so I've displayed the slide again. I hope the slide can be seen. So these are the 3 softwares you need to know, you will mostly come across for most enterprises. Yeah. Okay, is that all?
Yeah, we have another question on the chat box as well. The next question we have on the chat box is, a minute, please. How promising is a career in RPA? Can you hear me? Hello, Destiny?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. So I would say very promising. Yeah. Particularly if you are the type that you can take risks. Like a lot of people are not really into it, but it's quite rising. If you are that type, then sure you can. If you can do that, definitely it's promising, right? You might want to first of all take your research, make some kind of research on the organizations you are looking at working for. You can start from the banks. You can check insurance organizations. just check around and ask. I know of a few oil companies that do RPA, that use RPA here in Port Harcourt. Yeah, one of them I've actually been in touch with one of them, right? So definitely, it's if you get good at what you do, you definitely will be. Yeah.
All right, thank you. We have the second question from Fidelis Anosika as well. It says, after training, are we qualified to take up jobs on as RPA developers?
Okay, if you mean after this training,
yes, please.
I would say no. But if you mean after an elaborate training, I would say yes. So this training, a master class, is meant to actually expose you to just to spark your interest and to help you to see it clearly what exactly it does, what exactly it is about, right? So that's the purpose of this class, right? So to excite your interest and to just point you in the right direction. So on its own, we can't go too deep. But it's not impossible. It's not altogether impossible that you could get a job by just learning this and probably going to practice a few things by yourself. It's not altogether impossible. Yeah. So if you practice very well, definitely you can. Yeah.
Okay. We have the fourth question. I think is about clarification. So the process selection table you just explained is not quite clear to him from Fidelis Anosike. He said the process 1 to 7. What do you stand? What do they stand for? And what is your basis for grading them in a scale of 1 to 5?
Okay, so process 1 to 7 stands for 7 different processes in a scenario where you have 7 different processes you want to actually automate in your organization. Let's say you are a business manager. Yeah, you want to automate 7 different processes, and you are wondering which of them should be prioritized, which one would have the highest return on investment. So you look at them, let's say we name them process 1, process 2, down to process 7. Yeah. So to do that, use these parameters. Yeah, use these metrics to actually grade them. But there is no hard and fast. You have to work with somebody who has a little insight on RPA or on automation. Yeah, then scale them 1 to 5. This is just a recommendation. And I think it's not just, it's actually used by a lot of enterprises too. Yeah, so you scale them 1 to 5. Yeah, give them scores for each of these metrics. Yeah, then at the end of the day, you add up the scores and you rank them. So I don't know if that is clear enough.
I think that will be clear. Well, let me just add a little insights as well to RPA. You know, sometimes when we want to do the pipeline route analysis, that is pipeline route selection, there are a lot of variables, and we give them arbitrary numbers, maybe from 1 to 5 or 1 to 10, just like as you've mentioned there, and we classify the routes, maybe routes A, B, C, D, E, the route we want to lay that pipeline. And we begin to give them values. 1, is it swampy? 2, is it a rugged terrain? 3, densely populated, a lot of road crossings, a lot of other pipeline crossings. We put all those things in perspective, just like the way we have the repetitive, rules-based, structured input and all the rest. And you now select those values and rank them. The score that gives you maybe the lowest or the highest value, depending on your ranking system, will now tell you that that is the best process you need to follow. So Fidelis, I would suggest that maybe this masterclass will not give you an overall insight into RPA. So for you to get more insights, maybe you need to touch base with Destiny more for more information and more development training? Thanks.
Yes, I think that explanation is also a very good one. Yeah, it really got the point. Thank you for that.
Okay, we'll also have another question here. So what's the difference between RPA and other data analytics and visualization tools like the Power BI, which can also be used for process automation?
Okay, so first you have to understand that Power BI, data analytics and process automation are very different things. Yeah, so why data analytics has to do with you working with data, mostly numerical data. Process automation means you are kind of working with workflows, what you do step by step in the office or in your job. Yeah. So if maybe when you come to work in the morning, what's the first thing you do? You first open your email, right? Your inbox, right? Is there any announcements, any newsletter, any information from your boss, anything you need to know? Yeah. And then from there, what's the next thing? You start responding to action items, right? And then from there, you, in responding to the action items, let's say one of the items involve, sorry. Let's say one of the items involves you actually reading off some or picking up some information, right? And just putting them together and sending them. Yeah, so what is the step you do? Or generally, it's just in the general company's workflow that when somebody wants to request, let's say you work for a procurement company, and then let's say Sombeja or Baker or just any company wants to bring or wants to come and procure something. Let's say it's a warehead, or let's say it's something like that. Yeah, and what is the normal procedure you do? Yeah, you first of all, you request for, or they will request for some receiving documents or with something they call PO number or something like that. I'm just giving illustrations. I'm trying to give very clear illustrations. And when you get that PO number, you take that PO number, you impute it in maybe your company's software. It could be SaaS, some SaaS software also. And then you use that, you get some information, you send it for approval. And let's say those requests are like 10 of them that came in. Actually, you could use RPA to do all of them without you doing anything. You understand? All those things without a single mistake. Yeah, because if you look at the definition of RPA, for RPA to be effective, it must be able to do these tasks reliably. For you to completely call it RPA, that's why it's in the definition, reliability. It has to be reliable in that aspect, right? So it could actually do those tasks for you completely and as accurately as possible, right? So that has nothing to do with data. That doesn't necessarily have anything to do with data analytics. Yeah, data analytics has to do with analyzing data and probably building models for prediction and all that. Yeah, so they are very, very different. Yeah, so.
Thank you very much, Destiny. Thank you very much, Destiny. We still have one more question, but before that question, I also want to throw a little light or maybe add to what Destiny has said. Power BI is an analytic tool, data analysis. But in as much as RPA can also do that, RPA can also do reliability and integration functions. Take, for example, you have a scenario where you have some instruments built by a particular company and another by another company. Let's take, for example, you have Yokogawa and you have Emerson. How do you make these two instruments to talk to each other? That means there need to be a system of integration that integrates both the Yokogawa and the Emerson logic solvers. That is also an aspect that RPA also comes in. It's more in depth. Also, Power BI, we use it
Yes.
for some presentation as well. But RPA is more in-depth. It's more in-depth. Thanks, Destiny. Thanks, Uva, for your question. We have another question here from Miriam Augusta. I think so. Is it Augusta or Augustine? I can't see the name very clearly. So you say, what would you describe? Would you describe Excel macro as an RPA for Excel?
Actually, yes, I love that question. I would have even said it earlier. Yes, I would do so. Yeah, because RPA works very much like macros in Excel, but more powerful, right? So uh, when you talk about macros in Excel, macros can automate things in Excel, right? And maybe around the Excel sheet, right? So, but RPA can do much more than that. RPA can do a lot of things that are not related to Excel. You can open application. You can even log in, sign in into your account for you. Like you could just come in the morning, literally in the morning, and the first thing you do, normally where you would see, let me say this before you could deploy a bot from this from here. The bot will be here waiting for you. You could just come and tap the bot, and the first thing it will do, it will log into your company's system immediately for you with your login details, just with a single tap, right? So RPA is more powerful. RPA can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things in Excel and outside Excel. Yeah, so that is the good thing. That's the thing. Yeah.
Okay, we have another question here from, excuse me, from Daniel. And he says, sir, where can we access UiPath that is from Microsoft for installation?
All right, brilliant. Good question. That's actually my next point after the question and answer. So I'll be going there. So if we are done, as soon as we are done with the question and answer, that will be the next thing. And also that's the reason why I really can't hold the first a lot of hands-on today, because I will need to guide you today on how to install the UiPath tool. Then after which I'm going to we are going to start tomorrow mainly, but I'm still going to try to show it demo. I don't know how much time we have. So let me know if I don't know, whenever the questions, we are done with the questions, I'll start with that.
Okay, just the last question. Dorcas, please, when are we getting the recording link? Rocky, can we just ask that question? Dorcas, please. Will it be shared? Hello, Dorcas.
Okay, yes, engineer, yes. The link will be shared to everybody immediately after. So you can drop an email or any contact, we send it to you across. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. All right, Destiny, you can proceed.
All right, thank you very much. Wonderful questions. I love the interest. Yeah, so let's start with how you can actually download our UiPath. So if you go to uipath.com, you'll find their software there, uipath.com. Yeah, this is it. And you will see this, you'll see their website here, and you will see this try UiPath for free. So let me click on that. Okay. Yes. So coming to this page, you will need to create an account if you have not done that already before now. I already have an account. I'll just click sign in. And yeah, just create an account, verify, go to your email, verify the email. So I'll just log in because I've created a new account here. So I'll log in here. Now I'm actually logging in with my Google account. That's what I used to sign up. So that's why it's requesting that I sign in with Google. Oh, my slow internet. All right. So I'll click this. These are my details. I've registered here before. So I'll just click this. Okay, here you are in my dashboard, right? So from here, you could actually download it's from here you actually download the executable file. If you click here, start downloading. It's a very large file, so I won't be downloading it in this meeting. It's close to 800 MB. So you should ensure you have enough space in your drive. But let's start from after you are done downloading it. Yeah. By the time you click it, you start downloading the executable file. But let's start with, okay. I'm just going to cancel it. Let's say you are done with downloading it. Yeah. So, and I have it here. So basically you install it normally as you install every application. I wanted to go through that, but I already have it installed. Now, but just take notes. I wanted to explain the options the choices you select in order for you to start with it, right? There'll be several options, but make sure you select UiPath Studio. There will be Studio X. There will be some other options there. There might be some other options, but make sure you select UiPath Studio and make sure you select the community version, right? Anytime you come across that, just make sure you select that, right? So I already have it installed. So here is it. It's already installed. Here's the UiPath application. It's already installed, so I don't need to install it again. So I hope that I hope someone got that. Let me see your chat if you have gotten how to download and install it. Let me see you in the chat box if you have really understood that, if you followed the process. Good. Yeah, community version, Mary Ann, that's correct. Yeah. So here is it open. Here is the first page you will see when you open the application. We are getting set. All right, I'm still receiving some chats here. Okay, good. All right, let's move on. So here in the home page, you'll see by the left pane a couple of options. It says open, says start, tools, templates, team, and settings. Right. So you could either open a local project, that means a project that it's already existing and it's in your system, or you could actually clone from Git, right? So if you are familiar with Git, it's a version control system, right? There are other version control systems that you could actually clone from, particularly if you are a really in-depth, you are really an RPA developer, right? I want to say this before going forward. RPA works with VB.NET and C#, just the .NET platform or frameworks. So for those of you who will be going deep, who will be diving deep into the coding aspect, because you could actually improve RPA by writing codes, right? So for those of you who will be going there, if you are familiar with C# or VB.NET, that's Visual Basic, VBA, RPA works with those codes, both of them, right? So you could actually use that to extend the functionality, right? So you could actually use that to write packages that would work with UiPath. Yeah. So these are recent files, and I'm going to run this. Okay. Now, for a new project, you start with a process. Yeah, a new process. A library is is a component you actually put together to enable you to, it's more like an add-on. You packaged it as just to extend the functionality. Like you just wrote your own, you just created your own reusable components. You could either publish it to the cloud and other people could have access to it, or you could just keep it there and anytime you want to use it, you use it. You could also use a template. I'm hoping that as you explore these things, you actually see what it means. Yeah, so let's start with a process. That's the most basic and most relevant option to creating the automation work, to creating a workflow. So you give the workflow a name. I'll give it my first robot. Okay, I already have a name like that. In giving names, in naming your robot, ensure not to use, not to have spacing between them, between your characters, any kind of spacing. Yeah, so I'll call this, we could actually use, and it's usually recommended to use what we call Pascal case. So in Pascal case, you have, you join the letters together, but each of the words starts with a capital letter just to create that difference. Yeah, my first robot. Then you give it a description and say, I'll just call this describing, okay? Now exploring RPA. All right. When you are done with this, it could actually take some time to load. Yeah. Okay. Seems time is up. Okay. So I think I will stop here. Time is up. So, but I think we have done a lot we have done a lot of discussion for today. Yeah, we'll continue from tomorrow. Please have it installed in your system by tomorrow. Yeah, and also invite others who might love to really learn something. Don't be scared. It's not going to be difficult. It doesn't involve coding. It actually doesn't involve coding. Yeah, we're not going to write any codes at all. Yeah, but you see what we could do. Fantastic, amazing stuff, right? So, though at a simple level, but you'll still find it interesting. So, prepare your minds against tomorrow. So this is how it looks like, and we'll continue tomorrow. So thank you very much.
Wow, indeed, this is amazing. This is amazing, amazing indeed. I think tomorrow will also be a great one. We are running out of time. So Marianne, please, can you give us a brief membership talk, please? Very brief. Marianne, are you on the call? Hello, Marianne. Marianne, just try to unmute. There is a red button, or just above your name, you will see mute, unmute. Try and unmute.
Okay, so I was just granted the privilege to unmute myself because I was not able to initially. Good evening, everyone. Hello, can you hear me?
Good evening, Marianne.
Good evening, ma. Good evening, ma.
Okay, all right. So I'm very excited about this training. Okay, so I really don't want to go into the technical details of what Destiny have said. The training was very explicit. I was following from the beginning till the end. And, you know, I was just full of regrets. There are a lot of projects that I know I have done, and I've just spent a whole lot of countless time doing repetitive work. And the worst part about it is you begin to feel very bored about your job. You begin to see yourself very redundant, like, why do I do this? Especially if you're someone that works with production data every day. I bet you feel very useless one day because, you know, you do the same thing over and over and over. And seeing what Destiny has taught, I feel bad, and I'm also excited. I feel bad that, you know, I wish I knew how to have enhanced my work to do better. I would have eliminated errors and I would have saved time. And, you know, I would have been a better professional in what I do than using a lot of time to do an everyday work. So I would like to say that this is very timely and needed. And the good thing about this training is automation is very important because everything every day is data. No matter the type of work you do, you find out that the business world is driven by data. We keep gathering, we keep gathering, we keep gathering. And the only thing that can make this gathering and analyzing of data very seamless is what we have been taught today. So this is not restricted to anybody. This is not restricted to any field, because in every work we do, there is this mundane activity that we do every day. So I'm very grateful, and I encourage that tomorrow everybody participates in on the hands-on. I've seen what he have said. I would have my software downloaded, and I would be ready for tomorrow. And I look forward to taking this training further with Destiny, hoping, I don't know how much 3 days can take us, but this is very important to my career. This is very important because things like this actually is very, it's what makes you very unique. You're able to add value, you're able to save your company cost, you're able to save your company time. When Destiny was talking about working with archives, I did a project where we're supposed to digitalize some PVT reports for Shell. You know, 1990 something PVT scan document, and we're supposed to digitalize it for them. So I was working with Excel because I just needed to pick out some figures. Sorry to say, I did that manually, right? You can imagine the bulk of work. So today I'm very happy. I would like to say I am the happiest participant in this training. I am grateful to Career Guidance Team. I'm grateful to SP. I'm grateful to Destiny. Thank you very much for putting this together. Thank you very much for bringing such kind of topic, initiative, and skill for young professionals like myself. Thank you very much, and I hope to continue this learning tomorrow with everybody. Thank you.
Very much. Thank you very much. And on the certificate, I'm dropping on the chat box the account number for SPE is on the chat box now. Society of Petroleum Engineers, GT Bank. That is for those who are interested for the certificate after the master class session for the 3 days. That is the account number. Once you oblige, the certificate will be ready for you. Thank you. We'll go to we have done the closing, the question and answer session. We'll proceed to the photograph session, please, before we go to the closing remarks. Please, can we stop sharing videos because it's consuming some other person's data, please? Okay. We'll call on our SP SE section chairman for the closing remark. Hello?
Please, let's turn on our video so that we'll snap the picture.
So please, Mr. Noha, before that, Marianne, can you unmute and take a quick membership talk before we go ahead with the closing remarks? Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thank you very much, Ma. Good evening, everyone, once again. My name is Mary Ann, and I'm the co-membership chair for SP Port Harcourt section. So when we have events like this, I really don't want to talk a lot about SP because you get to see for yourself. So here you are with me on this call, learning a new skill at no cost. At the end of the day, you get to pay for just your certificate. So courses like this outside SP, or you want to have a training like this with Destiny, you're really going to pay a whole lot for trainings like this. But SP Port Harcourt section, with the help of career guidance team, has put together a 3-day masterclass for SP members at no cost. So this is one, and this is one among numerous benefits of SP membership. So we have training like this. We have symposium, like yesterday we had our symposium. We have different mentoring sections. We have other technical events that we do in SP. And there are also a lot of SP materials that are available to you as an SP member. So SP is very key to everyone's career development, is very important. The networking part of it is very key. So here you get to meet people. Here you have Madam Imabong on the call. You've met Destiny, myself, Mr. Mene, and a whole lot of persons in the call. So this network is very key to our industry. So I encourage everyone on the call, if you're not a member of SP, join SP. Membership is free for students, and membership is a token for professionals. So if you're a professional, to become a new member is 27,000. And if you're an existing membership, to renew your membership as a student is also free. For professionals, it's 21,000 to renew your SP membership. So while you enjoy the benefits of SP, always ensure that your membership is up to date, because it shows dedication, and it also shows discipline to a particular organization. And professional organizations like SP, it's very important that we show this dedication by ensuring that we renew our membership and we are up to date with SP. Thank you very much, everyone, and enjoy the rest of the events. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Marianne, indeed. Astute career talk.
Simeon, are we taking pictures?
Okay, hello.
Are we taking pictures?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, we've taken pictures, sir.
Okay.
Okay, please, audience, can we all welcome our session chairman, the person of Dr. Joe, for our closing remark. Welcome, sir.
Yes, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, sir. Welcome, sir.
Yeah, I'm so sorry that I joined you late because I'm currently in Abuja for the OLEF conference. And sincerely, considering the time I joined the meeting, I feel so impressed with what is happening. First, let me thank the Career Guidance and Continuing Education Committee, headed by Madam Mabong. I really appreciate your effort for bringing up this. And our team as well, Mene and co. Let me also appreciate the speaker, the lecturer, and the co-lecturer as well. Destiny Oto and Tochukwu Onoha for this 3 day, 3 days technical masterclass training on business process automation using cutting edge ROPA. Now, one thing all of us need to understand is very simple. For those of us that have been doing some consultancy and also teaching, when it comes to selecting among alternatives, it's actually a very serious task. Thinking of how you give priority to different options is a skill of its own, and most times we just assign numbers without necessarily when you just assign numbers, sometimes you get bias of what you are doing because it's just your own intentions and your own motives you use in selecting those options. So this one is one, I give this one, I give this one two, I give this one three. This one is less important, that one is more important. But when the process is automated, it's off your hand. All you need is just give it the right information and it does the selection for you. I wish I had been part of this from the onset, and I hope to be joined as well, because every day we struggle with this, and there are software everywhere. And one thing I also understand is that this ROPA is free. So can you imagine having something that is free online, like some other software as well that are free? So you can lay hands on it after this training, enhance your potential using it. And before you know, you become an expert in it. So it is very important. All of us must take it seriously. These are one of the core benefits of joining SPE, because when you join SPE, you are not limited to any information. Not just joining from afar, but integrating yourself into most of these activities. But if you don't integrate yourself into some of these activities, what you observe is that you just be floating, just bear the name, I'm a member of SPE. Destiny had been a recurring name in training, taking part of these trainings, and I sincerely appreciate you. Even the last body, I saw you coming in and going out with several trainings. You are back again, and I wish you the best. Please do this, continue to do it. I encourage everyone to participate. Today is the first day. I believe tomorrow is going to be more of hands-on. Take your training seriously, enhance your skills. For those of us that are students, good thing when more or less temporary holidays because our streets on strike. So take advantage of these. These are some of the things you can learn. These are added skills, to your own CV. It's not about what we teach you in class, but some of those things you do outside what you are being taught in class is what makes you exceptional. Don't wait for us to teach you everything. Some of these things you can learn them. And let me also guide you. In most cases, you don't learn everything at once. These 3 days will not be sufficient for you to gain background in that may be demonstrated. But one thing you should know is that even if you don't get all, there are platforms available where you can learn these things. Some of us, what we use YouTube for is just to play music, watch movies. Go to YouTube, you see all these things. Many of the people will be there teaching you. And before you know it, you become an expert. People will be imagining how you're doing this, but they don't know that you go to somewhere. Instead of wasting your time watching music, watching videos, you can save your time, go and learn from YouTube. There is nothing you want to learn that is not online. All it takes is just make yourself available to learn. So I encourage all of you to learn as we all continue to learn and improve ourselves so that, when we come out, it's not just about what we are being taught in school, but the extra knowledge you have acquired from our own personal efforts. I wish you all the best as we continue this class tomorrow. Please let us make it serious and enjoy the period we are going to have with Destiny and Tochukwu. Thank you very much and good night.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you, Doc. Indeed. Indeed, an amazing speech. Thank you, everyone, as well. Thank you, Destiny. Thank you, Madam. Madam Imabon, thank you very much. Thank you, Doc, for the closing remarks. We are going to the vote of thanks and the closing prayer.
So good evening, everyone. Once again, I would like to use this opportunity, first of all, to thank God for making it possible for us to be gathered here. I thank our Honorable SE for giving me the opportunity to bring people together through career guidance and continuing education platform to ensure that we impact knowledge. This platform, this training has been very interesting to me. I started as a data analyst. I'm a geology by training, but started as a data analyst. And I know that if I had known how to use this type of data, my life would be a walk in a park. So I've been very attentive, and I would say thank you, Mr. Destiny Otu. Thank you to Mr. Tochukwu Onoha for coming in to share your wealth of knowledge with SPE, and to the students, YPs, all the members of the attendees that were here. I would say it's a great honor to have you, and I hope to see all of us here tomorrow, same time. If you know that this training was useful to you, was impactful, I would like to see us early here so that we can come in and enjoy this training and get the full benefits of it in the required time. I would also like to remind us of yesterday's program where we talked about the Elevate community. It's going to be like this training where people do not show up, and then later on they hear about it and are like, wow, we should have taken that opportunity. The Elevate community is going to have you unlimited access to your mentor. It's going to be a closed mentorship community where you can ask questions and be open to several mentors at the same time. You're going to enjoy this unlimited access. And whenever you have your questions or your concerns, you can drop them off in that WhatsApp group. It's a good time to take that link, which I will copy and paste here right now. And I urge all of you to go in, use this opportunity wisely. SPE gives us opportunities. We need to use every opportunity we get wisely so that we can get the benefits of it. Very big thank you to all my team members that have taken out time with even with their busy schedule to ensure that this program is a success. Oh, not to leave anyone out. I thank Mr. Mene. I thank Mrs. Dorcas Kuru Otis. I thank Ms. Mary Ann Augustine, all the members of the Career Guidance and Continuing Education team, Gina, Chidara, Israel, all of you for ensuring, Simeon, you are the engine room of this. Thank you so much for everything that you guys have done. May God replenish 100-fold. For today, we thank God for everything he's done and making it possible for us to gather here. I would like to say we see you tomorrow and have a very blessed and restful evening. Good night.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you, madam.
Indeed. last speech. Closing prayer.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Yeah. Closing prayer, please.
Let me pray for you people.
Okay, sir. Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Okay, Doc.
Name,
Amen.
the gift of life. We thank you because we are counted among the living. Father, we gathered to learn that we may be better people tomorrow. I pray for your children, for all of us, that you will give us the brain to understand. You will give us knowledge, you will give us understanding. That these things we will learn will not be just wasted, but shall be used to enhance our skills and to become renowned later in life. And later we'll return unto you and give you all glory, all honor, and all adoration. Father, even as we close, may your presence go with us.
Amen.
Father, even as we come back tomorrow, let no one be missing.
Amen.
Rather, let more persons join this meeting.
Amen.
That eventually, Lord, we shall be great before you, and your name shall be glorified. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir. Yes. Thank you, Engineer
Thank you
Tochu.
very
Thank you, Destiny. Thank you, our career mommy, Mrs. Mabon and Basi. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you too.
Yeah, for those of us that will be interested in the certificate, please, by tomorrow, the account number will be made available during the training on the screen. You just make your transfer and we take note of it, send the proof of evidence to us, we take note of it. The certificate will be issued in partnership with TechPec Global Limited and SPE. Thank you so much. See you same time tomorrow, 5 p.m. on the dot. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir.
There was
Please, please, this certificate is a certificate of participation. If you want to go further to get a full certificate, please contact Mr. Destiny Otto. This is just a certificate of participation, please. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.